You're gay. Hello and welcome back to Gay Rave. This is the Gabby L, and this is season 2, episode Sweet 16. It's your chance to shine, Sweet 16. Discovering Sweet 16. So much more to life, Sweet 16. If you were on MTV when you were literally 14 years old, you know what I'm talking about, okay? So I have some really difficult news for Pope Watch. I cannot describe to you how many messages, DMs, texts I've gotten today, phone calls about the news about the Pope. Unfortunately, at 1 a.m. Italy, Vatican time, he did pass because he had like a stroke and a heart failure and pneumonia. And you know what? It was JD Vance who put that nail in his coffin. And listen, 88 years old, struck down in his prime, our king has officially passed. And he waited until Easter was over, which I find completely iconic. So his last couple actions, I would say, are so legendary. Like, I am sad, obviously, to hear about the passing of the Pope. It has been amazing to watch him hang on until Easter was over to die. So thank you for that. But also, I feel like he was like so progressive and used his last moments of life not even to say things because he couldn't even like really orate. So he was giving like written messages at the time. So he had Easter Mass on Sunday in which like he prayed for Gaza. On Saturday, JD Vance was in town and he decided not to meet with JD on Saturday. He let him meet with like the foreign minister and the secretary of state at the Vatican. So he sort of like bluffed him off on Saturday and was like, you deal with this shit. I need to go actually care about real problems. So Easter Mass happens on Sunday, and he decides to, have a meet and greet with JD Vance. They shake hands, whatever. And JD Vance, as a true dementor of life's beautiful energy, sucked out his final moments from him, and that is why he passed later that day. JD Vance, dementor of joy and life, and therefore he is now dead. Okay. And I will say that this pope was very progressive and was very liberal, and the pope is as if like he's God's messenger on earth. So if you are a part of the Catholic realm, you know that the pope is intended to be like the highest possible living religious figure in the entirety of the religion. And this pope being so liberal, it's sort of like you elect this guy as essentially like God on earth to interpret everything and to be the leader of the living, and then you are still going to shade him. People are using Catholic reasons to still judge people, to still say like gay people shouldn't get married, and to say that all these things should or should not be happening. And I'm like, the Pope is cool with it. He's the one who's interpreting the message. Like, how are you going to still be sort of going to the beat of your own drummer over here? Like, big man over here said it was fine. And that's why this conclave is very critical. If you have not seen the movie Conclave, I would absolutely encourage you to do it, because while it is an amazing movie, it also has some interesting information about like what a conclave is. And so now they have to go through like pope selection. And so you have to essentially pick of cardinals that exist throughout the entirety of the world. And so, of the 9 cardinals up for selection, there's only 2 ones that are like as liberal as the Pope that just passed, unfortunately. There are a few who are like moderate, and then there's a lot of very conservative cardinals, which we should definitely be looking out for. So we should be keeping an eye on the conclave. And so it's a very much a closed door process. So the cardinals have to go in a small room and vote every day until a pope is selected, until there is vast majority, right? So now we get to wait and see. I am so excited to watch this play out. It is very exciting. If you don't remember the story from years ago about 6th grade when the Pope died and then Mrs. Barron was besides herself and we had to watch as the conclave was happening then, I feel as if I'm going back in time. And so I am low key excited for this. Not that I have anything to do with religion anymore, but still, it's exciting. It's some like world news type tea shit. Let's see if they fuck it up. Let's see if they fuck it up and we get like a Trump of the Vatican, but I'm really hoping not. So that's my news, big current event for the day. And also, happy Easter. Easter was yesterday. I had a bingo. It was 420. It was Easter. I don't participate in those, for reasons as we've discussed, but it is a reminder that as a child, since we are thinking about the past, thinking about my childhood and the Pope and religion, there was an Easter tradition for me was bringing down a family of stuffed bunnies from the attic every year. I had probably 10 to 15 stuffed bunnies, like hard body, like hard body, like stuffed bunnies of all different sizes and colors. And I called them the Bellinas, not the ballerinas, the Bellinas, okay? So every year around Easter time, I'd be like, Bob, bring the Bellinas down. And so she would have to go up into the attic that she had to pull down from the ceiling and take down like garbage bags filled with bunnies and put them on my bed. I would like arrange them in a very special way. You'd have to say like good morning and good night to every single one of them. They all had names. I do not remember the naming structure. But this is a reminder that my mother recently gave away all of the Bellina family. So now they are in the world, hopefully giving joy to somebody else. But does it upset me? Yes. Yes, it does. My Bellinas were a cherished member of an Easter tradition that I have not done in 5 years, but still, I will miss them. Shout out to the Bellinas. Happy Easter to them. Hope they're enjoying with a new family. I hope they didn't get broken up because it is imperative that they stay together as a family unit. And it's also so funny. Like, my mother texted me at like 6 o'clock this morning like, oh, did you hear about the Pope? The Pope died. Multiple people in the 6 a.m. Eastern time texted me about the Pope. But she was like, oh, yeah, the Pope died. I was like, yes, I heard. And she said, it's 1 a.m. the day after Easter. Just crazy. Because there's nothing like that level of detail is so extra. It's so funny. Like, she is religious, but she not only is she religious, she is also just nosy. And I think that those are two combinations that have historically been very, very beneficial. Think the witch trials, right? You have to be not only religious but nosy in order to get the witch trials. And now she is really executing on that. And Twitter has been funnier than ever. I will not lie. This whole JD Vance killing the Pope theory is going off on Twitter and it is quite funny. Not that we support that and not that I actively use any account, but I am lurking and I am loving it. I'm cracking up. Okay. Maybe I'll do a dramatic reading of my tweets again if you're lucky. Okay. Rave review. I have recently, listen, I am not like a spiritual person or somebody who believes in a lot of things. And if you really press me on it, I could probably give you a hard opinion on it because in this family, we have hard opinions about most things. Okay. But recently, I've just been finding, not looking for, but like finding symbols in life, like whether it's a song, whether it's like an expiration date, you could start to like sort of find symbols. Maybe I'm looking for them. I'm going through this breakup, girl. I am looking for any sign. I'm like, give me a sign, and I'm looking for it, and I am finding it. That's right. I just like give my brain anything to hang on to. Okay. So I was just like cracking up because every time I go out in the world, I'm like, oh my God, there's a sign. Went to the Mets game on Thursday, and they had outside this like the big giant apple that sort of like pops up if the Mets win. If you don't know about this, I'll attach it in the show notes. So this like the apple pops up and they have a version of it outside the stadium, and it was daffodils and lilacs were in the sort of flower garden by the apple, and I was like, how do they know? Like those are my flowers. Like they relate to my life. Those are like family related flowers for me. And I was like, wow, it's almost like it was curated and they're trying to send me a message, like reach out to your family. I don't know, bitch. I just want to be inspired. I can be inspired by the time on a microwave. And if you can't, then that's a you problem. You need to find more inspiration. Men can cry over a football game, but I can't see the time on the microwave and be inspired. Okay. I will take whatever will give me life at this point. And I need you to lay off. So all I'm saying is today, try to find something that will give you hope or that is a sign that everything's going to be okay or a sign that you should reach out to somebody. Because even if it's not, just do it because it's kind of tea. It's kind of funny. Even on the bus. Oh my God, I was on the bus this weekend. Like a song was playing and I was like, wow, this is a sign. It's a sign. Everything's going to be okay, bitch. So that is my level of delusion now. So if you're ever wondering at what phase I'm at, it's the delusion phase. Okay. And that's how we're doing. Okay. Um, that's my only rave review I have right now. So let's move on to grave reviews. And we're about to talk about this fucking Blue Origin flight. Oh, deep, deep sigh. These ladies who went to the moon, a couple weeks ago, we're like, Katy Perry and Lauren Sanchez and Gail Keane all were, orbiting the Earth in the Blue Origin rocket. Happy for them, whatever, big PR stunt for Blue Origin and Daddy Bezos. But it just feels like feminism sort of like went back in time a little bit. I sort of felt like, how JD Vance is like a Dementor for Life's Gift. This entire Blue Origin plot is like the Dementor of women's rights and feminism. I could feel it leaving my body. And I wanted to start saying some, like, actually some shit that was like, what are these women doing up there? Why are they up there? Why do we need to be sending three random women? Why do we need an entirely, women man space flight? Is that doing things? And listen, I am a feminist. I am like, yes, I think that is amazing that there's an entire woman, people managing this flight. I think that's great. No men were involved and it was successful. But like, is that the point? Is that why we're doing shit now that costs like billions of dollars and actually is so harmful to the environment? Is that why we're doing shit? Oh my God. I don't know. I don't want the feminism to be leaving my body, but it did for just a moment. Okay. What does it do for anyone? What does a space flight do? Like, we need help down here, y'all. These women need right. Like, Oprah, hey, like, girl, our rights. Like, we actually need help on Earth. We do not need to be shooting Katy Perry up into space. And when they said, oh my God, they were like, countdown to launch, T minus 2 minutes. And Katy Perry was like, oh, I'm going to sing a song when we're up there, like when we're on the way down. And I was like, that is grounds for explosion. If Katy Perry started to sing to me on the way down after I was already orbiting the Earth and like we are unsure about a clear landing, it would actually push me to the edge. That is a level of like of delusion I haven't even met yet. I'm looking at the microwave and it's saying like 11:11. I'm like, I need to make a wish. This is exactly what I needed to see right now. And Katy Perry going up into space and being like, this really taught me that we're all human. And if you saw what I could see from the window of this Blue Origin by Amazon by Jeff Bezos rocket, then you wouldn't be fighting about these trivial things like tariffs or whatever. She was trying to make like some sort of allegory to how we're all human beings and how we shouldn't be in wars and we shouldn't be infighting. Like, are we going to take this advice from Katy Perry right now? Career in shambles. Is this what we're doing? It was so detached. This whole thing was just so detached. And it's almost as bad as the, when the pandemic happened and all those celebrities were singing that song Imagine, trying to give us all hope, all us poories, all us poor people, hope that everything was going to be okay. I don't know, but like at one point, Kristen Wiig and John Mayer singing Imagine in their iPhone, like it was not instilling confidence. And not for nothing, like I'm not in my like 1,000,000 square foot mansion in California living my best life. Like I still go to work or I am able to not work and I just take this as a vacation and relax. That's not the energy anyone was on. I just can't believe how absolutely detached from actual society you have to be to do these things. Oh my God. Where are the PR agencies? Shut their phones off. Like, shut their phones off. Rich people should not have phones at this point. Why do they have to have phones? Like, they just go be rich. That's why I'm like, why are these rich people doing shit? Like, if you were Elon Musk, the richest person in the world, like, why is he bothering to do this? Like, he must be bored. Don't you have so much money? Like, just go relax or something. Like, why are you actually going to do work? Give half the money away and then go fucking relax. I don't know. If I was that rich, I would simply not be doing government work. No offense. And if I was, it would actually be doing something good for society, she says. So humbly. So yes, the Blue Origin flight, I'm going to say it's a grave review, and they just released the names of the next couple people they're sending up. It's going to be like an all men flight now. I don't know. I don't know. It just feels like one of those things. Why is a billionaire sending other millionaires into space? As if it's supposed to be some sort of like spectacle we're all supposed to be excited about. I don't know. I don't know, babe. The tariffs, the economy, like global politics. There's just some more shit going on. Like, the space flight is not distracting if that's what it was supposed to be doing. Okay. So that's great review. Can I say something? There is a pandemic going on, people. And is it a pandemic of people who do Duolingo and who have phone games and who are not mentioning it? I did not know how many people were doing Duolingo until I got Duolingo and I start getting fucking friend requests and I start to see people sort of like in public. Like it's sort of, you don't know until you know and then you do. And now it's all you can see. You know what I'm saying? So I do think that more people are doing Duolingo than you realize. And they are all in streaks with each other and they are all getting notified by the app 100 times a day. So we need to start talking about this more because I need to talk to people about Junior. I need to be talking to people about Lily. I need to be talking to people about the dynamics of the relationships of the characters in this game. Not a game, in this app. Okay. So we need to start being more open about that. What language are you learning? How do you feel about it? Are we all just doing it because it's gamified and it's easy enough and it's like kind of a mentally stimulating thing to do for 10 minutes a day? Are we actually learning the language? Like we need to kiki about it. We need to have a key. Okay. So that's my can I say something, but also phone games. Okay. So I was talking this weekend and I was like, okay, here is what I'm doing on my phone most of the time. It's like not even Instagram or TikTok anymore. It is my fucking phone game. It is cake sort. And 90% of it is ads. I'm not even kidding. If I pulled up that app for you right now and played for 2 minutes, 1 full minute would be just like me watching ads because that is what it is to play an unpaid game on the internet. And it is truly such a toxic trait. And I know that it is probably not the best thing to do with my time, but in New York, like you're on trains a lot, so you probably are going to be doing something. I already do all the New York Times games like all in the morning, so I can't be doing those. And so all I have left is this fucking phone game. So I will say more people are playing like, like Tetris or Block Blast or not many people are playing Cake Sort, okay, but maybe a Candy Crush. I've seen a lot of Candy Crush in the wild recently, and I do think that it's more common than you would think. So if you have a phone game, we're going to have to talk about it. I'll put a poll up if anybody is doing it so that I don't feel like a weirdo trying to disclose that I'm playing a phone game. I feel like when I say I play phone games, people are like thinking I'm playing Candy Crush or like, Temple Run or one of those ones that like were very popular, like Farmville back in the day. But no, there is a new generation. Like Royal Match, that game Royal Match, very popular. People are probably playing that in their spare time. Block Blast is like essentially, Tetris, free range Tetris. There are so many of these fucking games and they all advertise for each other. And the only reason I downloaded this game is because I got an ad on Duolingo. Oh my fucking God. Big phone game is in with Duolingo. All of these fucking apps are talking to each other and they are all sucking up all of my time and they're just sending you to one another and then back to the other. I don't even want to look at my fucking screen time report because it's going to be like fucking water sort where you like put water, like splash water from one test tube to another to make it all one color. And it is so literally depressing to say this out loud, but that is so true. Okay. I need to be reading. I need to be reading. I just started the anxious generation and a lot of what they're talking about is me. I only read nonfiction books, like trying to improve my life, trying to like learn about the world. Like I sound like such a fucking asshole. So what they're saying is essentially that people don't like have the patience to like watch full movies anymore to like read full books, and that's bad because our attention span is so low and it's actually creating people who don't know how to socialize because we get bored during social interactions because we don't have patience because we don't do long form anything anymore. So I'm trying to do more of that. When I'm not playing my stupid fucking phone games, I am trying to read more. Okay, thank you, allow me to virtue signal. So anxious generation's been pretty good so far, and I'm trying to rewire my brain again to watch long form content and to be able to tolerate it. So more movies, more hour long TV shows, more things that are like, plot driven, no complaining about White Lotus season being slow. That is the purpose. It is long form art and we are supposed to be able to do that. Like even what art, like talking about like a museum, like walking around a museum, I'm like giving it a glance and I'm like, okay, that's nice art. And then I keep moving. I'm an incredibly efficient museum goer. And by that, I mean, I'm like reading the little cards and I'm keeping it moving. I'm not like taking time to like really look and digest. I'm not even reading the like wall size summaries and descriptions. I'm more of a, I'm looking as a whole. I'm sort of looking over here, shiny thing over here. I'm making my way in a, counterclockwise or a clockwise formation, and then I'm moving it right along. It's not a day trip for me, let's just say. So rewiring my brain there. Let's move on. I'm sorry. My I'm sorry this week goes to the waitress at the Palestinian restaurant Ayat. She was going through something, and I'm a pretty good restaurant patron most of the time, very polite, very kind. Came over multiple times to like ask to take orders, and we were not ready at the time for multiple times around. But then when we placed our order, it was I needed her for everything. I need another cup of water, I need a plate, I need more bread, I need 100,000 things, I need to split the bill, I have a gift card. I swear to God, this woman must have hated me. And I tried to make a joke out of it, but she was not the type who was like down for that. I was like, oh my gosh, you probably hate me. I'm so sorry, making your life so hard. And she was like, no, oh my God, please appease me. I really do. I give so much credit to people who aren't just like people pleasers, who don't just have to appease a person who is like trying to make light of a situation. She was not trying to make light of the situation. She was trying to make dark of the situation. She was like, yes, you sit in that discomfort, babe. You sit in that discomfort. That's fine with me. Oh my God. And listen, did she get 20% tip? Absolutely, she did. She did a great job. She was managing my expectations. She's like, the bread, you can just like bring you more bread. The bread is like stone fired. It's like on a fucking stone right now. I can't just lift it off the stone and have you be eating it. Okay. So I will say I'm sorry to her. I love and appreciate you, and I actually stand your energy. I think that it was very intimidating, and I wish that I had less people pleaser tendencies. So you do inspire me. I am afraid of you, and I am sorry for being a difficult patron. Okay, did go to the Palestinian restaurant with Carolyn from my Love is Blindfolded experience. Carolyn, absolutely fantastic, has lived an absolutely crazy life and has inspired me. Now I think I'm going to do that 20-day hike in the north of Spain, probably Machu Picchu. I don't fucking know, bitch. I got to do this eat, pray, love shit. I don't know. I got to do long form things that take me out of my mind and allow you to, find inner peace or whatever. Got to do that type shit. So that's my new thing. Okay, brand new. Song of the week, How Bad Do You Want Me by Lady Gaga. It is going viral on the internet, but also in my head. It is my ADHD song of the week. It is my song on replay. It is getting moment after moment after moment. When I was preparing for bingo yesterday and I was like putting on my makeup and doing the shower and doing that whole thing, it was just that one song on loop. Do I know those words yet? Absolutely not. Do I know that one part? That girl in your head ain't real. How bad do you want me for real? You know I do. So that is all for this week, Ravers. It has been another absolutely glorious episode of Gay Rave. Thank you so much for listening. I am going to finally post the video version of this for you to see what I look like, what I'm doing, absolutely unedited because I have no patience for that and I don't have the software for it. So we're just going raw. We're just going to rip this entire thing raw. We're gonna do it live, and I'm just gonna post the whole thing for you to see, so that way we can have a video version of the podcast out. And I am gonna commit to start the Court of Public Opinions. This is going to be my YouTube series where we go through, celebrity beefs. We'll even do some submissions from people. Are you the asshole type energy? And then the Court of Public Opinion will be able to tell you if you are the asshole or not. Where do we fall? Remember, as ravers, we have strong opinions. And that means that we are able to deduce from any situation who is the asshole, who is the wrong, and then we will be able to make that judgment. Okay. And then hopefully maybe we'll do some live events. I would love to eventually do a Court of Public Opinions live and like bring people up like a Judge Judy type energy. Like Steve Harvey's reactions with Judge Judy's bitchiness. Like she is so fucking mean to people. It's like, you sit down. Where is it? Where are the receipts? Where do you work? How much money do you really make? How many hours do you work? Why can't you take care of your kid? Right? She is always doing that. And that's why I need to channel the energy of the waitress as well as Judge Judy in order to be the Court of Public Opinions. Okay? That's the new endeavor. I know that you will support because you are the realest bitches out. Okay? You're the realest bitches out. Thank you for listening. This has been another episode of Gay Rave, and I am the Gabby L, and the L is for, say it with me, love you. Bye.
That's what she said. And you know what? What was that? Okay, James.